What's the difference between the web and the internet? These are terms we take for granted. We use them almost interchangeably, except that they don't really mean quite the same thing. What's the difference between the web and the internet? Internet and web are often used interchangeably, but technically they're very different things. I'm Leo Notenboom, and this is AskLeo.com. In general usage, the terms seem almost synonymous. In practice, I suppose, it matters little if we misuse one to mean the other. But they're two very different things. More precisely, one is a strict subset of the other, and that other is much, much larger than we think. The Internet. The Internet is an interconnected network of computers. In practice, it's the interconnected network of computers that spans the globe. But that's all it is. Internet refers to the network of computers all communicating and exchanging data with one another. Nothing more. More specifically, it doesn't imply what form that data takes. The web. The web, more formally the World Wide Web, is the collection of web pages made available on web servers for viewing in your web browser. Whenever you fire up your browser, Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, Safari, or something else, you view pages that are part of the web. In its strictest, and some would say most correct sense, the web is those pages and only those pages, all of which can be viewed in web browsers. That's all. Another way to look at it is that every reference that begins with HTTP or HTTPS refers to something on the web. Conversely, all things that can be referenced that way are on the web, and anything that cannot be accessed via a web browser is not. The Internet, the network of computers, is used to deliver the content you view on the web. The web, in a very real sense, is a proper subset of the Internet. The web is on the Internet, but the Internet contains much, much more than the web. On the Internet, beyond the web. Everything you do online that isn't viewed in a web browser is not on the web. There's a lot. Email. Voice over IP services like Skype and others, file transfer protocols like FTP or BitTorrent, video streaming services like Netflix when not viewed in a web browser, online games like World of Warcraft. These and others are all services that live on the Internet, but they are not part of the World Wide Web. Confusion, of course, reigns. But what about email services like Outlook.com and Gmail? They supply email through your web browser, so doesn't that mean email is on the web? Yes and no. Online email services like Outlook.com, Gmail, and others provide a web-based interface to your email, but the actual transmission of email from one place to another doesn't happen over the web. It happens through mail-specific protocols between mail servers on the Internet. If you use a desktop email program, you're not using the web to access your email, you're using those same mail-specific protocols to send and receive email directly from your PC. Another good example of confusion is services like Netflix. In some cases, they use dedicated software, such as an application on your gaming console or mobile device, to provide their content. This is not the web either. It's some service-specific streaming protocol that traverses the Internet. In other cases, you can view the content in your web browser on your PC. In this case, the content is indeed delivered over the web. Masquerading non-web as web. Finally, there's one more source of confusion: attempts to bypass blocking. VPNs are not the web. VPNs are a communications protocol between your computer and a VPN service on the Internet. Unfortunately, because VPNs are often used to hide your activities from prying eyes, those prying eyes, like government-controlled ISPs, can often block VPN services completely. One approach occasionally used by VPNs and other services that might be prone to being blocked to try and bypass those blocks is to make their traffic look like web traffic. They might use actual web protocols like HTTP or HTTPS to establish their communications even though they are not themselves transporting web pages. If you've ever seen advanced instructions to reconfigure a tool that isn't working to use port 80 or port 443, That's exactly what's being attempted. Port 80 is the HTTP port, and port 443, HTTPS. Pedantic? On one hand, the difference between the web and the internet might seem irrelevant, and in many cases it probably is. You use what you use and it does what it does on whatever it happens to use, web or internet. On the other hand, as we've seen so often, computers and the people who support them can be quite pedantic. Specificity and exactness is often the difference between understanding a scenario or getting an answer right or wrong. While internet versus web isn't something that comes up often, understanding the difference, at least conceptually, is worthwhile. For links related to this article or to leave a comment, visit askleo.com/64587. I'm Leo Notenboom. This is AskLeo.com. Thanks for watching.